Hi guys, this is ICoach. This is another beautiful episode. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I encourage you to subscribe. Click on the notification button so you'll be able to receive every video that we upload. Remember, we're still doing the International Student Stories where international students from across the globe come on the ICoach show and they share their experiences with you to inspire you to take this adventure. In our previous episode, we've been talking to PhD student from Nigeria and a Master of Communication graduate from India. Today, we're going all the way to the United States of America. We're going to speak with a Ghanaian living there and studying as an international student. We'll be right back. Again, hello guys. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Mavis.
Thanks so much for joining us. I know the time difference is so weird, so it was a little bit of a challenge in there, but yeah, I'm very, very happy to have you today. How is everything going with you?
Well, I'm fine here. Everything is fine by grace.
Are you guys in summer?
Yes, we are in Somerset now. So summer 2, I'll call it summer 2 here.
Okay, very hot?
Very, very hot. The temperature is almost like 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Seriously?
Very serious.
Wow. You know, let's say the confusing, or let's say the weird thing is that when you guys are in summer, we are in winter. So there is always that chance of escaping either summer or winter. So if I don't want to enjoy my winter, I'll just move straight to the United States and then you come.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I can also switch and move to Australia. That'll be fun.
Yes, yes. Now, Patricia, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Patricia Edumensa, originally from Ghana. I'm currently in the US. I came in to study master's degree in communications, but I'm currently doing an undergraduate program in nursing.
Awesome. We will come there. We'll come there to really know exactly why you switched. But first of all, tell us what really influenced your decision to study in the US. I know that Master of Communication and even Bachelor of Nursing, you could have done that in Ghana. What made you choose the US?
Okay, so as an individual who wants change or diversity, I decided to move to the US to come in to have a different perspective in, say, education or academia. And I know there are different countries like the UK, Australia, Canada, but I decided to come to the US because I believe US has, the potential of bringing whatever the talent that is in me. So that's how come I chose US to come in to do my master's degree in communications.
I was going to come to the United States of America out of all the countries in the world, but you just hit the nail right on the head. Before we move to another question, just tell us a little bit of how you started. What really influenced you to travel overseas? What made you have that nerve to travel overseas? I know that you've already mentioned that just to have a change, but behind the scenes, what did you do and what pushed you?
Okay, so after my bachelor's degree in communication at Ghana Institute of Journalism, I had a friend here in the US who was studying masters in communication. So I used to have interactions with her. And based on the interactions I had with her and some of the insights she told me about the master's degree in communication here in the US or the school she is attending, I was like, okay, why not come in and do my master's degree here? Because she was into interpersonal communication and I wanted to do something in relation to interpersonal communication, which has family communication, relationship communication. So I decided to then move to the US to rather focus on this area of communication. So that's what pushed me to come here.
Great. That's really exciting to know. I really never knew this part of you, so it's good to really
Uh,
share this.
I keep discovering a lot about myself. I also don't even know myself.
Yeah, I know that in the United States of America, the visa processing and the verticals in terms of universities are not quite straightforward compared to other countries. How did you manage to go through all these processes? Number one, did you do them yourself or you hired the services of an agent?
Well, maybe so I agree with you. It's not easy, especially with the visa process, even with application process for the universities and all that. I personally did it on my own, but in conjunction with my friend who was here in my school or the school I attended. So she helped me with the academic aspects of the application process. So in terms of contacting, say, the head of department, in terms of looking for an advisor, in terms of, getting to understand the academic system and also the environment in which I'll find myself. My friend helped me out. But in terms of the visa application process, I Googled to find out a lot. I remember when I was going for my visa interview, I had to do a lot of YouTube watching. So I watched a lot of videos on YouTube to be able to prepare myself for the visa interview. But all in all, I think it went well. And if I had also hired the services of an agency to, I'm sure it would have worked well for me, even though I would have paid money, but it would have worked well in the end. So in all, I would say I did everything on my own in conjunction with my friend and anybody who was willing to help me with all the process. Yeah.
Wow, I'm super proud of you. I mean, to go through this process all by yourself, it's so
Mm-hmm.
much of an achievement because United States of America and visa issue, you understand it better. Yeah. So
It's a lot.
I'm super proud of you. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely you would need someone to guide you. And in these kinds of processes, you need someone who has been there to really guide you. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to utilize the services of an agent, this is exactly what you can do, and then be learning on the internet as well. Because all these things are at our disposal, you can do that all by yourself. That's the reason iCoach is here. But before we move on, you mentioned earlier in your introduction that you did communication postgraduate and now you're doing nursing. Tell us why the switch?
Okay, so I would say that after my master's degree in communications, getting a job was kind of really difficult. It wasn't easy to get a job. So frankly speaking, I didn't even know this COVID-19 was going to happen, in which maybe a lot of nurses will be needed. But I realized that I told you the communication, the degree, I mean, for my master's degree program, the area in which I focused was much more of, family communication, interpersonal relationships, and all that. So I got to realize something about myself that I'm more into, like I'm a people person. I have this empathy for people. So through that, I decided, why don't I go into nursing? Because nursing is more like a sacrificial job, helping people. So I switched into nursing in order to kind of continue what my dream is in like helping people out. So that's how come I switched into nursing. And I believe that with this nursing program, definitely one, I'll get a job and I'll get some money because United States and nursing, it's okay. But definitely I'll get come again.
Nursing is a hot cake in there.
I tell you. And with this whole COVID thing, after the COVID is done, definitely they will need nurses. So with my background in communication, specializing in interpersonal communication and the nursing, I believe I can put them together in order to help society. Yeah. So that's how come I switched.
Wow, it's interesting to know that nursing, it's really one of the best profession out there, and to be able to really switch from Master of Communication to nursing. It's really a great switch, you know.
It's
And
a tough.
I always tell people that career change, it's something that that happens in our lives, and then deciding on one career or deciding on a career path now would never be a once and for all decision. As time goes on, you tend to identify yourself, your potential, some new interests, and then you tend to focus on that. So once and for all decision now can never be so. You can always change your career path, and that is so possible. And this is a very typical example. So thank you for sharing that with us. It's
You're welcome, Mavis.
you mentioned that you knew a friend in the US before you went. So I guess settling there wasn't too challenging for you. Tell us about how you settled when you first went there.
Well, it was challenging because I came during the fall semester, and fall semester is kind of cold, not too cold, but it's kind of cold. And I was feeling really cold as at the time I came in. Meanwhile, under normal circumstances, it's not supposed to be cold, but I was feeling cold. So I would say my first challenging thing I experienced was the weather, which was kind of cold. Also, the time difference, like from Ghana, the time difference between Ghana and US as at then was 7 hours difference. And I had come in, how should I say? When you come in, when you come in, it's like when it's up, when it's, should I say, when it's early in the US, you would want to sleep because your body system is such that you are supposed to be sleeping at this time. Meanwhile, it's in the morning and you're not supposed to be sleeping. So it was also kind of challenging for me. I remember sometimes when I go to class, I'll be dozing off in class. I wasn't supposed to be, but
I can
hey,
relate.
with time, I managed to overcome it. So I think these are some of the few challenges I can say about what I experienced when I came in. But now I'll say I have mastered, living in the US.
Awesome. So you are now a pro US international student, let's say. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
All right, Patricia, you are in the US as an international student. If a Ghanaian wants to travel to the US to study, or if any other person out there wants to travel to the US or any other country to study, as an international student yourself, what would you advise them to do before they decide on traveling, before they decide to travel to any other country apart from US or even including US?
Okay, so my advice would be before you come in, try and Google or try and look for a lot of information about one, the school you're about to, you're about to attend or you're about to start your program with. And also Google a lot about the city or the states in which you will be living in, because sometimes you have to know about, say, maybe the weather condition here. You have to know about, let's say, certain areas around that's going to help you. Let's say where you're going to shop, where you'll be going to church if you're a Christian, or where you'll be going to the mosque if you're a Muslim. So it's important to do a lot of, let's say, research about the area in which you'll be finding yourself. Even look about the entertainment aspects of this area. Is it a fun-loving area, or maybe it's a cool area? For me, I'm not really a fun-loving person, so I would say I am comfortable with where I am. But if you're a fun-loving person, also look for all these things in order to be able to fit in and to be able to blend in. So that's my advice. It's a lot of like research. Do a lot of research.
How about
I remember.
course?
Come again, sorry.
Using a course.
Yeah, for the course, again, look at, say, the career in which you would want to pursue in future. So if you believe this is the career path you want to go into, look a lot into the courses and look for advices that will help you promote your career. Because sometimes if you don't really get an advisor that is in line with your career path, even with your research, let's say your final research or your final thesis, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to work on it. So as an individual, it's better to look at the career in which you want to go, an advisor you believe can promote that career, and a department in which you believe can support your vision. So it's all about, like I said, research into a lot about the course in which you would want to pursue.
Awesome. Research. It's very important, Leaving your home to another country, it's really not a joke. It takes really, really bold step and decision to do that. And that's the reason before you go, you need to know a little bit about where you are going, what you're going to do, and what that course or that kind of program you have chosen is going to help you in your future career. That's so great to know. Tell us, Patricia, you have watched iCoach before. What would you recommend? What would you advise people do in terms of watching iCoach, in terms of becoming a member of the iCoach family?
So I want to encourage anyone watching me now to be a member of the iCoach family, because there are lots of educative and informative topics that have been discussed on iCoach, which I believe as an individual who would want to say even travel abroad, apply for a job, will help you to be able to become a better person. So follow iCoach, follow every information that is posted on iCoach, be a member of iCoach, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and at the end of the day, you come back and thank me.
Awesome. I will. Thank you, Patricia. So basically, iCoach is here to give you that kind of information, first-hand information. So we bring international students from across the globe to share their experiences with you. You heard from Patricia from the United States of America, everything you need to know before you decide to travel to your country of destination. This is exactly what iCoach does. We give you all the tips, all the guidelines, what you can do, how you can do it, and we can guide you without necessarily going through an agent. So you need to be part of this family. You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to enjoy these beautiful experiences from our international students. In our next episode, we're going all the way to the UK. We're bringing you an international student living in the UK to share his experience with you. Remember, you need to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button so you will be updated on every video that we post on iCoach. iCoach with BM. We rise together.